Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Breaking news coming, and it's not looking good for the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan just spoke on his Monday after the game call and announced to the media that Deebo Samuel is going to be out for a couple weeks with a calf strain. Now, couple red flags with this. One, I was going over the film, and I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow with Tom Jensen in more detail, but when the 49ers had 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, they were down a touchdown and down a field goal. What they could have done is tried to kick the field goal because they were within field goal range right before the 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning would have acted as a timeout. They could have used that on defense and then tried to go for the touchdown after it. Once again, they were in field goal range, so it would have taken no time off the clock for them to have done this, and they would have had 2 minutes left to try to win the game with a touchdown. But they tried to go for the touchdown. I do understand this because they were making positive yardage. They threw it to Deebo Samuel, they threw it to Kittle, they threw it to Ayuk. And each player got, I think, more than 9 yards. So you can understand why they made the decision to go for the touchdown. Where I have a problem is once you got to the 2-minute warning, you're running out of time and you're gonna end up having to kick an onside kick, and it's not likely that you're gonna recover that ball. They go all the way down and they take no shots, 0 attempts at the end zone. They do not target a player at the end zone. Brandon Ayuk is one-on-one with a cornerback. The end zone on the corner is wide open. Brandon Ayuk has to beat one guy. You just paid him $30 million, so apparently you think he's worth that, right? He has to beat one guy? No. Instead of doing that, Brock Purdy throws behind the line of scrimmage to Deebo Samuel, and the ball is not accurately placed, so Deebo kind of scrambles to grab it. He ends up falling on top of it. This is supposedly, according to Kyle Shanahan and the call that he just had with the media, which I was able to listen to, that is the play that Deebo Samuel said that he roughed up his calf. He ended up limping with his calf off the field after that. Huge loss for a couple reasons. One, how long is a couple weeks? 2, the 49ers are already missing Christian McCaffrey, and they're already down in the running back room. Jordan Mason has 48 carries in 2 games. Last year, he had 43 carries in the entire season. You don't want to, if Jordan Mason gets injured, the 49ers season is over. If it's not already over, this offseason did a player ranking, and I said Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel, they lose a little bit of value because each player can do what the other player can't. Not as well, obviously, but Christian McCaffrey can catch passes as a wide receiver. So if Deebo were to go down, Christian McCaffrey can run some of those slant routes, or at least be a dump off pass on 3rd down for Brock Purdy, which you're obviously saying that he is very much missing. But same thing with Christian McCaffrey out. Okay, Deebo Samuel can fill in as a running back. So Isaac Rendo, I think, got 1 carry, and then they took him out of the game because he got negative yardage. So what they were doing is anytime Jordan Mason needed a break, he's breaking records for the most touches per game for 49ers running backs already right now. And he's doing phenomenal at it, but you don't want to kill Jordan Mason because then what are you going to do? So what they were doing when Jordan Mason was out of breath and they needed to run the ball is they were putting Deebo Samuel back there since Christian McCaffrey's out. Well, now they don't have that Deebo option. Also, Deebo is getting the most targets out of any wide receiver in the game right now. And maybe it'll be good for them to split those up and give a little bit more to Brandon Ayuk, who hasn't really been targeted, but when he is targeted, last game he was targeted 6 times, only caught 2 of them. This game he was targeted 6 times, caught 3 of them. So he is really struggling, and that's a whole other issue because he needs to take accountability for that, because all offseason he wanted all the drama, all the attention on him to get his paycheck, and now he's not producing at all. But with Deebo Samuel out, he'll be given more opportunity. I hope he steps up. Brandon Ayuk, prove you are worth that. Kyle Shanahan, prove you believe in Brandon Ayuk, because why on earth did you pay him if he's going to be one-on-one, man coverage, and you're not going to target him, and instead you're going to throw the ball backwards when you need a touchdown, backwards to Deebo Samuel, who immediately got sacked. And actually, it was a great play by Deebo, because if Deebo didn't catch the ball, it would have been considered a fumble on a live ball. But Deebo did fall on top of the ball. But injured his calf strain. And I'm sure your antennas are going up. Right now they're calling it a calf strain for Deebo Samuel. But what did they do with Christian McCaffrey? When this first happened, once again, last year in week 17, they said it was just a minor calf issue. No problem. He would have played through it if it was a playoff game, but he's just protecting himself. He pulls himself out of week 17, doesn't play week 18 because they had the number 1 seed secured, then plays all throughout the playoffs, rests and rehab all off season. They say in training camp and in preseason and all that, his calf is still bothering him, but it's no big deal. If it was a regular season, he would play. John Lynch goes on KMBR, oh yeah, he can play. We're just being conservative. Christian McCaffrey, oh, I'm ready to play. We're just being careful. Then once the regular season starts and it's mandatory to be more honest about their injuries, Kyle Shanahan comes out and says, so no longer just a calf problem, but this is a calf and an Achilles issue. And it's actually Achilles tendonitis, and if he pushes it, he's gonna pop his Achilles. Horrible news. I really, really hope that that's not the issue for Deebo Samuel. I don't know how long a couple weeks is. I'm really nervous. If I'm 49ers right now, I'm sweating. They're gonna go down, face the Rams. Now the Rams just got mollywopped by the Cardinals because I think the Rams are missing Puka Nacua and also Cooper Kupp. But yeah, 49ers, they're out. Christian McCaffrey, probably the whole year, at least 6 weeks. And now they're out a couple weeks for Deebo Samuel. Calf strain. It happened on a play that Deebo Samuel shouldn't have even had to get the ball. They should have trusted their number 1 true wide receiver in Brandon Ayuk that they just paid $30 million. They should have made one single attempt. They did not throw into the end zone one time when they needed a touchdown. So does Kyle not trust Brock Purdy? Does he not trust his weapons? I don't know. I feel bad for Deebo. This is his last contract year. I know he put a lot of effort into staying in shape and really trying to get out there. He was targeted the most last game, made some pretty clutch catches. He wasn't the best. I think those, I honestly, to be fair, don't think that Deebo's that effective running the ball anymore without Mike McDaniel. I feel like Mike McDaniel really brought the creativity, but the team obviously relies on him not only as a physical presence, but mentally. He's the guy who walks out with the boombox. Last year, they lost every game that they lost 3 games that Deebo Samuel didn't play last year. So hopefully Deebo Samuel, it's only a calf strain. It's not anything connected to Achilles, and hopefully he's not out for too long. I mean, they're gonna face the Chiefs soon. Let me think. Their next game is Rams, then they have New England, then they have the Cardinals. They should be able to, you would hope. They just lost to Sam Darnold, so who the fuck knows? But you would think they could win New England and Cardinals, but who actually knows? Because now they don't have Christian McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel. Last year, when opposing defenses were asked, how are you going to stop the 49ers? First thing they said, stop Christian McCaffrey. Second thing they said, stop Deebo Samuel. Then they said, stop Brock Purdy, stop George Kittle, stop Brandon Ayuk. Those guys came after. The first 2 people that opposing defensive coordinators talked about, that Super Bowl that they just were in and lost last year, when Andy Reid was asked during Monday Night Media Week, I was there. They said, how do you attack the 49ers? How do you stop them? He said, slow down Christian McCaffrey and lock up Deebo Samuel. Those are the 2 weapons that take the most attention, and you have to understand that helps free up guys like Jawan Jennings. That helps free up guys like Brandon Ayuk. That helps free up George Kittle, because defenses are so locked in on don't let Christian McCaffrey beat you, don't let Deebo Samuel beat you. Christian McCaffrey out for 6 weeks, could be the entire season. Deebo Samuel now out with a calf strain, which he should have never even been targeted on that play. They had 3 attempts to get into the end zone to score a touchdown. They didn't attempt any passes into the end zone. Instead, Kyle called a dumbass backwards pass to Deebo Samuel. He was tackled, limped off the field with his calf, and now it's reported that he has a calf strain. He's going to be out a couple weeks. Obviously, I think we'll get more information as the weeks go on, but I'm thinking he'll miss at least the next 3, maybe more. I'm just praying for Deebo Samuel that it's not an Achilles strain or any Achilles problem, because it feels like once those flare up, like they never go away. They just end up popping eventually. It's like a decision on when you're going to push it, right? That's what happened with Aaron Rodgers. That's what happened with Dre Greenlaw. That's what happened with Derrick Henry. I don't know. My heart goes out to everyone. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I will be back to my regular schedule program. If you can't tell, I'm still in the great state of Minnesota in Minneapolis. My plane was delayed, so I'm here in what's called the Skyway because it gets freezing cold in the middle of winter. It's actually really hot outside right now. Someone's laughing at me. But it gets really cold out, so the entire city is like a giant mall. You can like walk around indoors. You never have to go outside if you don't want to. I've been outside, but during the day, the outside looks like scary because no one goes out there. Everyone only walks around inside. But after the game, the streets were really flooded. I've actually loved Minneapolis. It's a gorgeous city. Went to a baseball game. It was so much fun. Had excellent food. I had so many carbs because it feels like all they have in the Midwest is meat and carbs, but they were cooked really deliciously. I can't wait to go home, get some fresh air. That Bay Area breeze is I'm missing that, and some fiber and fresh fruits and vegetables. Anyways, I will be back tomorrow with Tom Jensen from SI. We're going to be breaking down the film. Like I said, last 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 0 shots at the end zone. Completely unacceptable. And it was completely unacceptable before today. Just when I was rewatching the film, I was like, I can't believe they missed their opportunity to actually target. And now you find out that Deebo Samuel got hurt on one of those plays, and it's a calf injury. Yeah, he was limping on that. I'll try to cut that up and show you guys the film tomorrow. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. And it's gonna be Rams week. It's coming up soon, so bye. Okay, one more point. I'm walking down the street of the great state of Minneapolis, great state of Minnesota, great city of Minneapolis. But I thought about this. Imagine Tampa with Mike Evans. Imagine if they had 3 shots to get a touchdown, and they did not target Mike Evans in the end zone once. I think that's really important when you're thinking of how insane it is. One, that Deebo Samuel got injured on a play that he should have never been in the game on, and then also that they didn't target Brandon Ayuk. And it makes me think, okay, do you not believe, they didn't target Brandon Ayuk, who was one-on-one in the corner of the end zone. He could have been targeted. Also, they didn't call any routes. They could have put Deebo Samuel in the end zone. They could have put George Kittle in the end zone. They chose not to do that. And what I'm wondering is, does Kyle not believe in his playmakers to get open and get the ball? Or does he not believe in his quarterback to throw them the ball? I wonder if I put my phone up right here, if you guys can see this beautiful mural behind me, but I don't want my phone to, look at how beautiful Minneapolis is. Oops, here we go. So pretty. But anyways, it won't stay here. But this is a little janky. I checked out of my hotel already, so couldn't stream there. Let me see if, nope. Anyways, I would love you guys to ask yourself here we go. Hopefully you can hear me. If it was Tampa Bay and who's the guy? Tom? Dang, I can't remember the coach's name for Tampa Bay right now. But if they had 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get the ball into the end zone, do you think that they're taking 0 shots in the end zone? Do you think they're not targeting Mike Evans? They're calling a backwards pass for Chris Godwin? Mike Evans would freak out. And as freaking Brandon Ayuk should. But yeah, so unfortunately, that was what I want to say. We'll talk about this more tomorrow. Deebo Samuel injured with a calf strain. Hopefully it's not horrible and it doesn't turn out to be an Achilles strain, because how do we believe them? They said it was a calf strain when it was Christian McCaffrey. Now it's an Achilles tendonitis and he might not play for the rest of the season. Hopefully it's just a couple weeks for Deebo Samuel. It looks like someone's coming. So anyways, I'm checking out. Look at how, it was just a wonderful time, by the way, in Minneapolis. But Deebo Samuel's injured. I think Kyle Shanahan deserves a lot of criticism for not trying to get the ball in the end zone there. I'm starting to question, who do you believe in? Do you not believe in your stars? Do you not believe in Brock Purdy? You sure as hell can't pay Brock Purdy $60 million if you don't trust him to target the end zone. And for anyone saying, oh, this isn't that important, the way that they were already in field goal range. So when they could have rushed the kicker, they could have rushed Jake Moody on and kicked a kick, and then immediately given their defense a chance to stop Sam Darnold, and then had an opportunity for a touchdown. That's how you win the game. Game management is a part of the game, and it's a part of Kyle Shanahan's job. He's the head coach. He chose the Ravens, the Eagles, Andy Reid with the Chiefs. They all have people that help make game management decisions with them. I think Andy Reid also has an offensive coordinator now, right? Or maybe it's a quarterback's coach in the old Bears coach is over there, Matt Nagy. But yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan deserves a lot of criticism. I will say Brock didn't have a great game. I think a lot of his 6 sacks were on him, but Brian Flores had a great defense. We're going to break all of that down much more. I feel like Kyle Shanahan did not prepare his quarterback, and he has continuously showed a lack of trust in both his quarterbacks and his playmaking stars. He's giving $30 million to Ayuk, 25 or a little bit more to Deebo Samuel. Just made Christian McCaffrey highest paid running back again and guaranteed his money. Trent Williams is another guy. Kyle Shanahan, in the media call that I just listened to, said that he felt like he had a decent game but did struggle for Trent Williams' standard, but then went on to say that he didn't think he struggled because he took time off in the offseason and the whole contract dispute. He just thinks that it was a hard game, which to me is just their way of avoiding blame, like saying, oh, don't blame us for not getting a deal done sooner. He would have struggled this game no matter what, which maybe it was true. Brian Flores is great, but no, dude, you needed to prepare your players. Brandon Ayuk doesn't seem prepared. You don't seem to trust him one-on-one in the end zone to take a shot. Instead, you're getting your other wide receiver multiple touches. He's, getting 5 yards a carry, not a ton, and then gets injured, and now he's going to be out a couple weeks. Anyways, like I said, think about the Tampa Bay example with Todd Bowles. That's his name, the coach over there. Would Todd Bowles give Baker Mayfield the opportunity to throw a touchdown into the end zone to Mike Evans, and they only have 1 star? How many all-pro players? Kittle, Deebo, Brandon Ayuk, Jennings has done really well. Anyways, I'm checking out for now. I'm going to be going live tomorrow with Tom Jensen. Like I said, I'm so excited. Love talking to Tom. I know he's been having lots of discussions about those sacks that, like I said, I do agree. I think those are on Purdy, but I think Purdy was not prepared to face Todd Bowles in that defense. Checking out. Goodbye, Minneapolis. Let's give it one last. That's Bob Dylan. I'm gonna load a clip of Prince at the end of this. Prince is from here. There's tons of murals of Prince. There's his old recording studio here. It's just been a pleasure to be here. But yeah, not good news for the 49ers. Not good news to lose to Sam Darnold, and definitely not good news to lose your wide back star player. Bye.